Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today talking about patch 3.2.1c on the PTU and the general changes that this whole patch 3.2.1 is trying to bring to the game. The testing focus for the patch is combat versus AI in the persistent universe. This specifically the C1, the 3.2.1 patch is actually trying to do a lot more than that. But the updates for this current patch are they've updated the UI sounds for the mining system, updated the cutlass seating position to avoid strut obstruction, which is amazing. The overclock states are now calculated based on power variables. Players should now be able to equip more than one of the same weapon onto the ship's turrets. Sniper rifles should no longer replay muzzle flash VFX when coming out of aim down sights. Grenades should now travel in the direction the player is throwing them, rather than dropping at their feet. After switching channels in the visor or mobiGlass chat messages and notifications should no longer be duplicated. AI should no longer spawn motionless into swarm modes of Arena Commander. They fixed a client and server crash, and when disconnected from the game, the player entity should no longer get stuck inside the server. So, the series of 3.2.1 PTU patches have added a good amount of quality of life improvements and bugs and fixes for 3.2. The cutlass strut on the cockpit has been a massive improvement. It does not block core combat space needed for dogfighting anymore. The mobiGlass is working much better when its apps interface and its opening, closing, all that sort of stuff is now working a lot better. Quantum travel works more reliably. Previously, you might have to spool up your drive a few times. Now, pretty much every time, you can actually get where you want to go pretty easily. FPS combat and weapon balance has seen some positive tweaks as well. There have been little tweaks to mining and UIs and bug fixing, and these have really helped in a lot of areas. So what issues still need to be solved for this patch? Well, they're trying to dial in ESP, Enhanced Stick Precision. That's for people that are going to be using locked gimbals or joysticks or lots of other control devices. The patches have tweaked the ESP with mixed results. It normalizes your aim when you get closer to a target. It's basically the idea with it. And it's either been far too sticky or super weak that you don't notice it. To be honest, the more subtle ESP seems to have worked better, and they keep on tweaking it and they keep on collecting data. Hopefully, every time they do this, it will bring us closer to better implementation, and they've been doing it every mini patch with 3.2.1 at the moment, with every little PTU patch, so hopefully it will be in a great state for a live launch. There are still a few issues with the mobiGlass, blank blurry screens, double entries on the loadout apps. Mission frequencies are being tested as well. Sometimes there are none for anyone. However, most of the time, it's pretty good in the PTU now. What I'd like to see is finding a sweet spot of missions where there are missions that are readily available all of the time, but there are some more particular ones that maybe pay well or a bit more interesting. They're a bit more uncommon, but the overall missions are now regularly spawning and there's a good mix. It would be great if we could get some more outlaw versus lawful gameplay in the game, with reasons for players to actually fight, mix, interact, work together, all that sort of jazz. At the moment, it's sort of like we've seen emergent gameplay happening in Cryastro, where players are protesting Arena Commander not being in a state for them to play competitive PvP, so they are extorting money off players if they want to use the Cryastro services. Now, I love this. I love that that's happening, and I did a video about it the other day, and I think it's actually quite cool. I like this sort of gameplay. I know it's going to be annoying for some players, and well, one of the other things it brings to the attention is that Arena Commander needs to have ESP fixed, and then tweaks and balance to the weapons, and the flight model to be in a good state. Now, the flight model is okay, but it needs work. I mean, it does. It needs better implementation, definitely. Some other bits. Agile NPC ships can be near invincible with missiles not hitting them and them being incredibly hard to hit with just conventional weapons. For me, at least, anyway. Unless you're like in a high-spec dogfighter and you get a couple of just like lucky hits. I suppose they're not lucky. When you're fighting them for a while, you will just get a couple of hits naturally. But in slightly slower ships, it's so hard to hit them. Graphics settings were defaulting to high, even when set to very high. This is not intended. You have to use a user.cfg to fix this at the moment, but they are putting a fix out for this pretty soon. There's also lots of interesting testing with quantum interdiction going on, and the cleaning up of NPCs after encounters. Now, I think they need to make quantum interdiction happen incredibly rarely. Slightly more commonly through certain particular routes, maybe, but quantum interdiction should just happen very rarely, in my opinion. That means it will be interesting when it does happen. People can request support via the service beacons, and obviously you might have to charge a premium because you're panicking. But I just like that idea of it, because quantum interdiction at the moment without object container streaming just seems to lead to poor performance if it's not handled properly. When you have too many things going on, when you have too many NPCs not getting cleaned up after an encounter, when you have quantum interdiction happening to lots of people, or a server gets too old, you get degradation of frame rates and you get occasional hitching, which is obviously not appropriate. I am looking forward to the release of 3.2.1 once they fixed at least some of these issues. Potentially we could have it by this weekend. That is a more optimistic hope. But this is when I'm going to start filming some actual gameplay and going through some gameplay of Star Citizen. I've been holding out for a little while just for a couple of little tweaks, but I'm going to play through all the missions individually. I'm going to play through all the gameplay loops individually, and we're going to talk about them as individual videos, because I think it's cool, because we can do a more critical analysis of each of those gameplay loops, look at where it could evolve to, our thoughts on that, and that sort of stuff, because I want to start to really dive deeply into each of the parts of Star Citizen now that we're just starting to get bits of Star Citizen delivered by CIG that are actually fun to play and will lead on to much bigger mechanics. And now more than ever, it's vital for us to have our opinions and talk about the issues with certain mechanics, how we would like them to evolve, things we don't like about them, and that sort of stuff as well. But tell me what you think of the current PTU patch down below, or are you just playing 3.2? Tell me what you like or don't like about that. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to further support my channel and my content, please check out the Patreon and donation links, but also liking, sharing, commenting, giving feedback, and even clicking the bell icon to receive notifications of when I put up a new video all helps, which is typically daily. You can also get hold of me on Discord pretty much any time if you want to give me some feedback straight away, ask some questions, or just say hello. Forgotten Heralds, so they're giving away a voucher with lifetime insurance on my channel throughout the rest of July. They are a friendly, active Star Citizen org that are recruiting members that want to join in their various operations and training that they run in-game now. They are looking for new or veteran players alike and are very friendly and organised, really working on developing their members as much as they want to be developed. I've previously covered them in an organisation spotlight, which I will link below if you want to see some more information on them. To be in for a chance of winning that voucher, make sure you've subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my videos made during the month. Each video gives you another chance to win. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the verse.